Drive, which consists of Joel, Miguel, and we're missing James.
Yes.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Thank you so much for stopping by. I know you're incredibly busy playing 200 plus shows a year. How do you have time to do anything else?
Well, it is interesting. We always talk about when we have time off the road. When we have, like in the winter, a lot of times we'll have a couple months that will kind of be our downtime. And we go a little crazy if we're not on the road because we know life on the road. We know how to do that. And when we stay home and sit still for too long, it's not good. So I don't know.
Do you guys miss each other when you're not on the road together? Are you sick of each other and you're like, yeah, but break?
We still hang out.
We might get sick of each other for like 2 days and then
it's like,
hey, you want to
where are you?
Should we just go get a hotel room and party? just to feel like
We just need a party room, yeah.
Here you go, I got a hotel room.
On my way.
So are you guys all on the same bus together when you travel?
Yes.
Who's the
Yeah.
messiest one?
Well, we're in a Sprinter van, so it's very close quarters, and we all take turns driving, and so there's not really room to be messy. I mean, I'm definitely.
I was gonna say if we're gonna choose someone.
It's me.
Well, she has more stuff than anybody else.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Like,
I have a lot of hair products.
yeah.
Her makeup bag is way bigger than the rest of us.
Her makeup bag is bigger than yours.
Obviously.
Way.
You guys all have great hair though, so the hair products might be equal, no?
They don't spend any time on theirs. They just get up and it looks like this.
This
That's
is-
not
this
the
is
case
art.
with me.
Pretty much. It's like music, hair,
So we need to talk about hair just for a minute because I know I'm personally dying to know how you got your hair that big. I need help. I need a lot of help. So please tell me your secret.
That's so funny. Well, I get out of the shower, put lots of BioSilk in it, and I discovered a diffuser, which the diffuser has changed my life.
Is that the attachment on the
It's like the
dryer?
weird toothy attachment that you throw away normally when you get your hair dryer. Well, I learned that if you have any sort of wave or natural curl, that it actually helps bring that out and dries it so it's not completely frizzy. And then dry shampoo, teas, and hairspray.
Well, I guess I'm going to stop throwing away the diffuser.
I know, you
Thanks
need
for the
it.
tip.
You gotta try it. Do you
Yes.
have any wave in your hair? Not much.
But you know what? I might just go pay for a perm after this. So.
Send a picture, please.
So you guys have been playing together for 7 years, is that correct?
It kind of is a little disjointed, but it's been about, it's actually been about 9 years now on the road. He joined us 9.5 years ago, and James and I have been playing in bands together for a little over that, and it's like once we found Miguel, and then we found Joel, and that's when it all really became a band, and it was more than just, we toured under Natalie Stovall for years, but when we found the right group, everything changed, and I'm not me without them musically, and so then the drive was named. We named ourselves for what we do all the time, which is drive, so.
I love that. Well, you can say when it's time to drive the bus, you can say, I'm Natalie Stovall, I don't need to drive. You guys are the drive, so.
That's really
It'll be amazing how much she drove at the beginning, like especially. Like she would drive, we would have like hours of driving, and she would drive a lot.
Well, it was interesting because we, for years, we've graduated up. We went through 3 Suburbans, and then we had a 12-passenger van, and then we got to graduate up to the biggest van that there is, which is the Sprinter van. And it's kind of like a minibus. We've got 5 bunks and a little lounge up front. But before we got the Sprinters, James and I split all the driving, and then when we got the Sprinter, it was one of those situations where it opened it up for everybody to drive, and the guys were great, and they're like, you're never driving again, you don't have to drive anymore, which I still drive some, but I really don't drive hardly at all anymore.
It sounds like they take care of you.
Yeah, they do.
You've put your time in.
They're good dudes. They're good dudes.
So we just saw an amazing performance from you guys of Heartbreak. Please talk to me about that single, inspiration behind it and how it came about.
Well, it was one of those songs that I went in to write with a couple of writers that I'd never written with before, which happens a lot in Nashville. You get booked with people and you never know. It's always like a blind date. Like, oh, is it going to be good creatively or not? And our record label at the time had just shut down just a few months before. So we were kind of going through a weird time we had been in the studio and working on completing our album. And we had all this music that was supposed to come out and that we had promised to the fans, and we were so excited, and it was this big, awesome time, and then everything just kind of fell apart and just fell away. And so we got, where he had to kind of start over. And I'm always writing, we're always working on music together. But then I started writing about that thing, about what happens when you've got a groove going and then when things are taken away from you. And, I don't like to focus on I'm a glass half full kind of girl. I don't like to focus on the sad part of it, but it is heartbreaking and it gets really frustrating. And I was having a very open and honest conversation with my co-writers, and it was one of those songs that just kind of happened. We wrote it very quickly, and we actually did a demo that day of the song, and then we got the guys in to play on it, and it turned into a real song. And we thought, oh my goodness, we have to release this now. And then that became the title of our new EP, which we also released, because a lot of the music on it I had written was very much about kind of hanging on for dear life and not giving up on what you believe in, and, just one foot in front of the other, keep moving forward.
Great message, I love it. So the EP has not been released yet?
It has been released.
Oh, it has?
Yeah.
When was it released?
Yeah, it was released in February.
Oh, February, okay, I thought that
Yeah,
was
so Heartbreak came out just a little bit before the EP
Right.
did.
Okay.
And, but yeah, the EP is out on iTunes and Spotify and at our shows, and pretty soon going to be up on the website for purchase if you want a physical copy.
Oh, absolutely. I personally love having physical copies of CDs. I still
I
have like
can't
one of
let
those
go of
CD things in my car.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's so
That's
awesome. I know.
I don't know music on iTunes only because I just prefer to do that,
That's so awesome.
So I will definitely be buying copies, so.
Awesome, sweet, that's
Thank
great.
you.
Very cool. So, question for Natalie. I saw that you actually were able to sing for the president years ago.
Yes.
Please tell me about that. That's so cool. So many people don't have that on their list of things that they've done in a lifetime, and you do, so.
It really, it was one of the most surreal moments of my life, because I got an email. I remember we were on the road and we were opening up for Josh Grayson at this college in Pennsylvania, and I got in the Suburban. That was the first Suburban back then. Yeah, got back in my nest, and I checked my email, and there was this email that said, hey, we're looking for someone to sing God Bless America, or it was the national anthem originally, at the press correspondence dinner, but it's all pro bono. And Taylor Hicks had just dropped out. He couldn't do it or something. That was who they had asked. And I immediately was like, I'm in, I want to do it, please, 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 please. So I had to submit, my version of the national anthem, and I got a call and they asked me to come in. And it was after the Virginia shootings had just happened.
Yeah.
And so they wanted to do something to honor that. And so that's why they changed it to God Bless America. And I remember I went out and I sang it, and the color guard was standing in front of me, and I had the president on my right and the first lady on my left, and I looked out, and Larry David and Larry King were sitting next to each other at the front table, and I was going, where am I right now, And then as I got done and I was exiting the stage, President Bush put his hand down like this, which I didn't know what to do with that, because I was kind of like, do you low five the president? Like, what's happening right now? And he just goes, you nailed it. And I just kind of stuck my hand in his and go, thank you, and then walked off. What is happening?
What a story. Holy cow,
That
that's
was
incredible.
crazy. Yeah, that was definitely a bucket list item.
Yeah, I was like, wait, come again? I watched the YouTube video like 3 times. I was like, oh my gosh, I did not know this. That's incredible.
Yeah, it
Very,
was so
very cool.
And the guy that actually asked me to do that and was kind of in charge of the event, his name's Steve Scully, and he's become a friend, and every time we play in DC, he comes to shows and stuff. And then recently, I don't know if you guys ever watched the Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, but he has a segment on Steve Scully and calls him the most patient man in America. And there's this whole big segment where he has to answer phone calls from people that call in and just complain about things.
Yeah.
And they just show his reaction, and I'm like, that's my friend that asked me to sing for the president. It's just
I'm gonna have to watch it. I've never
weird
seen
side
it.
note, but it's
No,
really
I
fun.
love this. You guys play in Boston a fair amount. I saw you being or going to school in Boston, Berkeley. Are you guys gonna be back anytime soon?
We don't have anything on the calendar right at this moment, but the thing about us is that we are constantly touring. Some people go on a tour, we just tour. We always are on the road. So we are always updating, and I love being in the Northeast. So I was just there with Bobby Bones and played a couple shows up in, the Northeast. So
Oh, what shows? I remember Bobby Bones being there. Northampton, where?
yeah, And then we were in Boston.
Oh, were you at the Northampton show?
Yeah.
No way.
Yes.
I grew up a town over from Northampton.
Oh.
I wish I knew. That's what I was quick though.
Those were really fun shows. Yeah, they did. They sold out. I mean, I remember when they said that the tickets went on sale, it was within a couple minutes. But
Oh yeah.
it's Bobby Bones. He always sells out really
Oh,
fast.
I know. Bobby Bones he's the man. Everybody loves Bobby.
It is hilarious being on the road with him because in our show, you know, I mean, there are times where we kind of do things on the fly and things, you know, you never know what's going to happen on stage. I mean, you kind of have to be prepared for anything. But that statement has never been more true than when I'm on stage with Bobby Bones. That man he'll call songs that he doesn't even know if the band has even ever heard before. And that's actually happened before where some of the band members don't know what the song is that we're about to play and one of us kind of just starts it and he starts singing it.
What's the one you played one on the radio of you and him?
Oh, was it Stringing You Along?
Yeah.
Or, was it
Yeah.
No Diggity?
Diggity.
Oh, no, we did do Devil Went Down to
Devil
Georgia.
Went Down to
Yes.
Georgia. Yeah. Okay. I'm like,
Yes.
am I making this up in my
No,
head?
no,
I heard that.
we always do that one together.
Wait, you pushed No Diggity with him? That's hilarious.
That's one of those that happened on stage one night.
Yeah.
He was singing this, they were singing, like Hit the Road Jack, and then someone else was singing the Ray Charles, She'll Take My Mind When I'm in need. And so as they're doing that, then I started going, No diggity, I got the bag, and he looks at me and goes, and I was like, I don't know if I know the words. So
You set yourself up for that.
I know, I took the mic off and I was like, I was like, oh, I got this.
Fake it till you
I
make
kind of
it.
made up a few. I didn't know all of them, but you know.
Oh my gosh, I mean such regret right now for not being at that show. Next time.
I'm sure he'll be back there.
Next time for sure.
And also, I'm sure we'll be back there soon.
Yes, I so hope so. So, one last question for you guys, to kind of tie this back to Backstage Pass. Is there any traditions or backstage things that you guys do before your shows? It can be anything from making your hair big, I don't know.
Well, we what's the story of the business? Where did that start?
That's from 30 Rock.
Oh, that's right.
Because
Okay.
for years, especially when we were in the 12-passenger van, we would always watch seasons of any TV shows that we could find. Because if you find comedies, like either movies that are comedies or just TV seasons, it's a lot easier for the driver to listen to rather than, you don't want like an action movie or something where you should be watching the screen. So we would do that to keep ourselves entertained, and we watched through 30 Rock, and we just thought it was funny when Tina Fey always talks about going and giving people the business. And so
That's right. Yeah.
That's our chance.
Yeah.
Our
Before you go on stage,
our
put your hands
hands
in
in. We're gonna have a good show.
give them the business.
This is gonna be really fun. Let's give them the business on
I
30.
love that. I love the chemistry that you guys all have. Like, it's really cool to see, and you guys are all so great. Thank you so much for coming and stopping by and chatting with us. I know you had a busy day, and we really appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
And thank you for singing. That was absolutely incredible.
Well, thank you for picking such a gorgeous
Yeah.
chapel to be singing in, because it really is beautiful in here. And we started playing and singing, and we were like, the acoustics are amazing.
Sounds good.
You're like, this isn't so bad. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.